Before we start, I just wanted to talk about John Madden, the legendary broadcaster and coach, and of course the face of a video game franchise, probably where many of us younger people know that name, who died. He died Tuesday night, and I mean, I didn't really grow up with him broadcasting, but I've gotten to hear some of the highlights and some of the things he said, and I honestly wish that I could have grown up with that. And this is no offense to other commentators, other color commentators. I may be one. I want to be a commentator, but I don't know if I don't think I could ever be like that, and no one really has been. The way he could invite you in and just explain things and be so intelligent, but not in a condescending way, and just really, I mean, the way he did it was amazing. I just wish I could have had that, and then of course the video game franchise. I've played Madden for a while, and it is NFL football as a video game. I mean, it's not the new NFL game. It's Madden. It's synonymous, and he made sure it was 11-on-11 football, and the computers could barely handle that. You're playing on the Apple II and MS-DOS and all that stuff, and he figured it out. So, just remember him. John Madden dead at 85 years old. Lived a great life, at least I think, and made an impact on a lot of people. Now back to the show. All right, welcome to a special episode of Flags and Fouls. We were supposed to be done last week, and honestly, what happened was Jonathan Allen decided to take out Da'Ron Payne, and from there I realized we had to do a throw a flag segment. So, a lot of other funky shit added too. So, I'm here with Omero. Omero, thank you for being with me in a kind of short notice special episode.
What's up?
I'm also very happy because Texas Tech won their bowl game.
Oh,
very
they
happy.
did win.
We destroyed Mike Leach and Mississippi State.
They got a big trophy.
We did get a big trophy. Liberty Bowl is nice, bro. Imagine we almost were in the guaranteed rate bowl, and that would have been like a third of the payout or half the payout or something like that. We got in the Liberty Bowl, which is actually one of the top 8 oldest bowl games ever. So it's pretty good, actually.
Damn.
We made Mississippi State's offense look like trash, so that was fun. The fact that Mississippi State had players out doesn't really matter, especially because on offense, man, like they still had their dudes, and we stopped them. I'm honestly really surprised, and I'm really excited for Texas Tech football. I'm also excited for fantasy football.
Oh yeah,
which is good because those are the only 2 things I got going. Because like everything else,
that's everything I got going.
Between the Thunder actually have a lot of potential, and the Texans, honestly, that was nice. That was nice.
Oh, the Texans, they won, didn't they? They finally
they won. They are probably worst rushing offense like in the history of the league. Carved up the Chargers for 150 yards.
Jesus
180,
Christ.
I think, actually combined. Rex Burkhead had 150. If you're wondering who that is, and that 1, you're not a Patriots fan, and 2, that's kind of the point. Davis Mills out here only had like 6 incompletions. That's crazy, bro.
How many passes?
27. 21 for 27.
Nice.
Oh, no, he's good. No, honestly, like this dude's in the worst situation of any rookie quarterback, and he actually can ball out.
We got Trevor Lawrence.
The thing is, like, I don't know, the Texans situation kind of rivals the Jags situation. Like, they're both really bad, but we know which team. I don't know. Yeah, the others, though, I don't know. Mac Jones is doing well, but, like, you understand, like, his situation is really good. And not that doesn't take away from him. That's just what it is, Honestly, we were supposed to do throw a flag, and we're supposed to already start already. I want to ask you an interesting question I have. right now, who is your offensive rookie of the year? Because the odds maker's favorite is Mac Jones.
No, it's Jamar Chase.
So you think Jamar? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Jamar Chase just because one, because he was doubted to begin the season. Like they was like, oh, he can't even catch the ball just because it doesn't. I think it was because the ball was different, and now he's like really good. And he showed up like week 1, like it was like, oh, like this man he's legit, like he's the real deal. So I think it should be him.
It was really
I credit to Mac Jones. You know how you said it was like his system really mattered. That's true. I'm really happy for Mac Jones because I was really coming out of Alabama. I guess I was hoping he wasn't going to be a bust just because he put with such a good receiving core. You know, and I was like, dang, hopefully he doesn't bust and like everybody else shines. But once he went to the Patriots, I was like, oh, they got like that's the perfect fit. So I think it's good for Mac Jones and the Patriots that he landed there. I think it's good for his career and the Patriots' future. So good for him.
Yeah, think about it this way: he didn't win the Heisman his last year at college. His wide receiver won the Heisman.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So like if he went to the NFL and he was a bust, they'd be like, well, we know who was, you know what I mean, who was really where the talent really was.
Yeah, and Smith has been really up and down. Jamar Chase, so I like the whole thing about where he's been. It was like, man, this dude's like surefire top 5, but he might fall just because of how the draft will work out. And then sure enough, Bengals took him. But then it was like, oh man, he can't catch the ball. Oh, what do you mean he's making? Because the ball thing is because the college ball has the white lines on the ends.
Yeah,
the NFL one doesn't. So that was the thing. It was like, oh my god. And I even was like, man, he ain't. Maybe he's got to take some time. And then week 1, he's like, oh my bad.
He was like, my bad. Let me show you what I can do.
It's like, damn. He and T. Higgins though. T. Higgins not a rookie, young too, but they're both the Bengals skill players are really interesting.
Yeah, their receiving core is really nice. Tyler Boyd is nice too.
Tyler Boyd is nice. Even CJ Uzamoa, tight end's really good. Joe Mixon.
I was about to say Joe Mixon, bro. I'm so happy. That makes he makes me happy because when he came out of college, I was like, man, he had that controversy. So I was like, I wonder what's gonna happen with his career because he was solid. I think he went to OU.
Violence,
yeah. So I was like, he was solid over there. So I was like, man, he's gonna be nice. And then once that happened, I was like, hopefully he gets a chance with the Bengals. Like, hopefully they actually give him the ball. And now he's like leading in rushing. I think he's top 5, something like that. So
yeah, he's been very good. And Joe Burrow too has been really good. He is one of the top guys. I don't think he's better than Justin Herbert. Everyone wants to say that
so?
already.
Would you take Herbert over Burrow?
I would. I mean, I understand Burrow's played really well lately. I understand the blowout, but I think just looking over the last 2 years, I would still say Justin Herbert. Just the way he was able to take the league by storm without getting like any preparation in his first start and is pretty much just kept going without a whole lot of hiccups.
I wish we would have been able to see right now. I wish we would have been able to see Burrow healthy to really compare the rookie seasons. You know,
that's true. Burrow didn't get as much of a rookie season or as good of a supporting cast. They hadn't quite matured yet, is probably the best way to describe it, because honestly, it's a lot of the same people. But yeah, the Bengals, they're young. They're interesting. They could beat the Chiefs, but at the same time, they're so young. I could also see them losing by 3 touchdowns. Like, I could really see a big range of outcomes in that game. And Jose picked the Bengals, and honestly, it could happen. I'm not betting against the Chiefs, but I think that could happen.
Chiefs. I wonder what's gonna happen with the Chiefs, just because it was like their dynasty was looking like they're gonna be something like they're gonna be here for a while. But you have all these teams like up and coming, and then it looks like the Chiefs are falling apart. Not falling apart, but I think they finally figured it out, which is good for them. But I hope like hopefully they find success, because I was really looking forward to see this dynasty.
I think that's a weird thing is like they're doing it in a different way now because teams are just not letting them beat them deep as much. And I think that even maybe when they still play single high coverage, the Chiefs are just a little bit iffy, I guess, but they're still the best team in the AFC. I mean, they're now the best team in the AFC, just really without a doubt, just because every other team has kind of faltered along the way as well. And then the NFC, it's top heavy, but even those teams seem to have like fatal flaws.
Bro, the playoffs are gonna be so interesting because it's like who's gonna win? You know what I mean? Like,
No,
who's gonna
yeah, I'm telling
represent
you, like
who
we're
in
not
the
that far
Super
away
Bowl?
from like the Colts and the. I mean,
the coach.
I don't know. After the top 5 in the NFC, I'm not top 5 in the
Bro, what
NFC.
if
I'm
the
not that
Cowboys
confident.
go to the Super Bowl? Like, real talk. Like, what if the Cowboys actually make it to the Super Bowl? You know how exciting
The truth
that
is, I've really thought about it because like Jose's like they're gonna make it, you know, all that, whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
good
yeah.
Cowboys fan, but I've really thought, and I'm like, honestly, if they play the way they should, like they would be the best team in the league.
Yeah,
Like they
to be honest,
really would be
because
the
they have
best team.
everything. You know what I mean? They don't have. I
Yes.
don't really know like what they're missing. Like they have everything.
It's just you
So
want to
like,
see. To me, I want to see some consistency out of the running game. I want to see if Zeke can keep it going, but Tony Pollard's back, which I think is big. For a while there, it was more on Zeke, and I think that's when their running game faltered. The slump Dak was in, I think he's fine. I think he's out of that. So I think that question's answered. The running game is what I want to see. And the defense, they're very good at forcing turnovers. But if they can't force turnovers, that's what I want to see is can they defend teams? And you see Trevon Diggs leads the league in interceptions, also leads the league in yards allowed. That doesn't mean like the interceptions are fake. No, I mean, he really is one of the best corners in the game right now. But it is very boomer bust, like on an extreme level that we haven't quite seen.
that's crazy. He leads the league in yards allowed. That's wild.
I mean, yeah, that's why I like a guy kind of like J.C. Jackson or even the corner from the Falcons is actually really good, or Jalen Ramsey from the Rams, although his plays declined a little bit.
He's
Declined a little
solid.
bit, but he's still one of the top corners in the game. J.C. Jackson from the
Yeah.
Patriots is a little bit underrated. He's not talked about enough either. But yeah, Trevon Diggs and he and Micah. Next week we'll talk about DPOY. We'll talk about defensive player.
Oh yeah, when everybody's here, we'll get everybody.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Jose's gonna say Micah Parsons.
I'm honestly gonna jump on that train too. I'll probably will, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of candidates there.
But I don't know who's gonna get it.
Offensive player of the year. You've got 2 historic seasons, and one of them's got to lose.
I was thinking that I think I'd give it to Cup.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how you feel next week. I'm very split. Both of them are on my fantasy team. So I mean, I don't really have any bias towards either of them. Like, I do, but like,
what's it called? Cup is just nice like that. The Colts O-line is nice like that. You know what I mean? So I would expect anybody to eat behind there, especially if you have skill. You're gonna eat even more. You know what I mean? So
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week because I get where you're going. I do get where you're going.
So yeah, I think Cooper Cup is just individually nice.
There's a lot of argument. There's a lot of arguments I could take on that, but I get where you're going. So